Just looking at that, look. Right, that's perfection.
That was saying the first gulp's got to be down to the ends.
So that was my attempt. Marcus's was this.
Terrible that, Marcus. Terrible.
Whoa.
Terrible. And then look at this one. Oh yeah. And then Mikey's absolutely. It's a good 3-0 off.
I was aiming for the G.
Watching it too.
Don't turn back now, boys.
Well, boys,
You want to take up that?
we're at the start here.
There's the red telephone box.
There's a red telephone box. The start of it. I think we're going to go and touch that now.
Here's the start of the noises now, though.
So if you haven't guessed already by the title of the video, this year me and the boys at Jody Jensen Tents have decided to do the Skye Trail. So after an 8-hour drive to Broadford, which is the end of the trail, we decided to leave the car at a campsite there and get a taxi to the very most northern part of the island called Duntulm. When we got to Duntulm, we basically got there at about 7 o'clock in the evening, so we decided to just walk to the bothy at the top of the island, which was beautiful and it was very stable and lovely. But unfortunately there was already people in there, so we had to just pitch our tents. And because we were on the very most northern part of the island, the winds were horrendous. But the scenery was fantastic. And after making sure that our tents were okay after that wet and windy night, we started on our journey. Marcus, do a dance.
It's on your video, do a dance, always find God, do a dance.
Kestrel it on, it's a crow. Crow!
Bro, what you doing?
It's a crow! So that's day one completed of the hike. We set off from the bothy at the most northern part of the island and began down the trail, featuring some of the most stunning coastlines and strange churches we'd ever seen. We were keen to start our journey, and with rain clouds in sight and strong winds in our faces, we nestled into the first pub we came across, the Floodygarry Hotel. And my God, we were pleased to see that our favourite stout, Belhaven Black, was on tap. After quenching our thirsts, we merrily rattled off the first 2 peaks and decided we had found the most perfect camp spot we could find. Which that it was. Absolute perfection. And in the morning, with our bellies full and our kit semi-dried and packed away nicely, we set off for day 2. Good morning. We're currently up on Bulik Ewig, I think it's called, up in the mountains. It's day 2 of the walk, day 3 of the trip. And I'm about to make breakfast. So I think our plan today is to stay on the mountains. I think we're possibly going to try and make it to Portree, which is like not the halfway mark, but walk-wise, we're getting all the hard stuff out of the way first in the first couple of days. So then the rest of the trip should be pretty smooth sailing. It's pretty flat. The first couple of days is like that. It's just that up and down mountains, up and down mountains, up and down mountains, and then we're planning on being the 3rd day starting from Portree. But I have given myself a little bit of leeway if it does take longer today than we think, as long as we're by midday at Portree on the 3rd day. But we'll see how we get on. Yesterday we're all in great spirits. It did help that there was a pub that we passed and we got some Belhaven Black, which is like my favourite stout. Oh, beautiful. After I finish with breakfast, I think we're just going to quickly pack away and get going. Tents a little bit wet. It was just, I think it was more mist. Little light bits of rain during the night. Not much wind at all. It was beautiful. We kind of hid from the wind in this little like crevasse. Let's get going and enjoy the day. So this is actually the feet of the old man of Stowe. It looks like nothing now, but in this clip, at the bottom you see the feet, then the kneecaps, the belly, the arms, and then the head. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's so hard to do. Go on, boys, get yourselves down. Day 2, and this was the big one, guys. 8 peaks and 12.5 miles of grueling, unforgiving ups and downs. That would test any man's reason for doing this thing we love so much. But with its absolutely insane beauty and Jurassic-like landscapes, it kept us on the trail with smiles on our faces. Until we got to ground flat enough to camp on at the bottom of Store, with the old man watching over us.
Right, small update. We have got to the point that on the third day heading to Portree. We went from Duntulm, which is quite a steady little day, 10 miles or so, headed to Foddergarry. There was no water, no doubt, so I had to have a little stock of scrounge, and then we're headed up the hills. And it's been a tough few days. It has, hasn't it, lads? It has. So literally, it's been the toughest 12-mile I think we've ever done. So now we're feeling a bit diminished now and want to basically stop back up in Portree. So that's what we're heading to. But I must say, Skye's probably took it to being the most fun walk I've been on, and I think the other lads would agree. Even the Nav, Michael, and Mr. Jordan.
Alright.
It's not very bad, is it? But it is like Jurassic Park, like the full thing. But you'll see us on the next walk, because this has been the only break of some nice weather since yesterday. So catch you soon. Jets out.
It's a lovely temperature. Perfect.
Day 3, and our feet and legs sore from the day before on the mountains. These last 2 peaks and wet and windy weather took absolute liberties on us. But with food and beer in our thoughts, we slogged our way to the beautiful town of Portree. Hello and welcome to day 4 of hiking. We've just been discussing which day it is. It's day 4 of hiking. We've just had a lovely breakfast down in Portree. We all got a full Scottish breakfast, as you do when you're in Scotland. And we've just absolutely picked ourselves all on the coffees, teas. Went to the shop, got some more whiskey, got loads more scran. There's a car coming now, so it's a little bit awkward. I'll edit this bit out. And we're back.
And we're back, continue.
Yeah, so we're heading down from Portree. I think we've got about 14 mile left to do. 14 miles to Slagachen. It's probably the best pronounced word that you'll hear from us.
He's got his garlic good. He's got his
garlic.
He's got the garlic.
We thought that the guy in the taxi was saying garlic, but he's actually saying Gaelic, like Gaelic. We were called Gaelic. There's another car coming, and we're back again. So yeah, we've got a good 14 mile. Well, from there, and we've actually just done about 4, so probably got about 10 mile left. Which is pretty nice. To Slagachen, I think we're going to maybe go a couple of miles after that. So it's meant to be the hardest bit of the walk, foot-wise, because it's all on tarmac. And then from here, I think it's pretty much tarmac path. But yeah, see you in the next one. So what we're going to do, Marcus, you're going to get you walking up to the waterfall, all elegant and sexy. Yeah, you're going to, I want a lot of hip thrusts. Hip thrusts, yeah.
Don't worry, I've done catwalks for many years.
You're going to get the hip thrust going, and then you're going to go up there, parry.
Right.
Yeah, little jazz hands maybe.
I do jazz hands.
And then I want you to just like, and then I just want you to instantly go into survival mode and you're getting water. I want you to go from showman to survivalist in an instant. Just like, all smiles and everything, and then just.
Hook this straight away if we're going straight survival.
Yeah. 3. More jazz hands, more jazz hands. More jazz hands. You're gonna fall in.
Okay, now survivalist.
Survivalist.
Oh God, it's ready. How do you feel? Yeah, pretty wet.
Yeah, I might have to skip a little bit.
Jesus, man. This was meant to be. What an anticlimax.
I've seen one.
But it's a great angle of that ass.
We're gonna spice it up a notch.
Yeah, just keep it entertaining, Marcus. Come on. We're trying to arouse the crowd here, not drawing them out.
Oh, got it. Like when you know your face feels tight off the sun. I've got 12 bars of like chocolate, so I've had
Day 4. And after refilling our supplies and bellies, we set off on the flat coastline walk all the way to Slagachen. About 15 miles in total, but in the surprise change in weather, we had a new obstacle to face. We really didn't prepare for. Sun. In Scotland. We stopped in the Slagachen Hotel for a quick refreshment and on to our camp.
Hello everyone, we're back. A little update. So we're walking through straight from Slagachen, the valley from Slagachen, and it's been stunning. We've got all the Munros surrounding, we're on either side, and it is beautiful.
I think we've got the black mountains on the right, and then the red mountains on the left.
Yes.
And then a guy who was given a taxi ride here, he said that the red ones, I think he said, are volcanic.
Yeah.
Volcanic.
Yeah, the red ones are the volcanic ones, and that's the Cullen Mountain Range, if anyone's curious. But no, it's and like you say, I think we've just been talking about it briefly. That now we've done a few trips with the four that we usually go on. Obviously Navigator, Nichol, Michelangelo, Turtle, and obviously Georgia and myself. We've realised that we're starting to actually learn a bit from our walks. We actually stop when we get niggles. We actually make sure everything's right, and it's made this trip so much easier.
All my feet are now accustomed to it, so we don't get as many blisters. Even like with hill walks at home, in preparation for this, you know that they help. So not to just go on a trip like this
with no practice
with
at all.
no practice, yeah, because you need some hard feet. You need some calluses, don't you, Mark?
You need to build up the calluses on them
you need
feet.
to build up the calluses.
And Owen, we're gonna have to drop it in, but Owen does Vaseline his feet, so that's how much supple softness
we don't
we
know
need.
if that's meant to work or not. But it seems to have, because he's not had. He used to be a compete foot, didn't he?
He's gliding.
Yeah, he is.
It must be the Vaseline.
Yeah, it must be Vaseline. Yeah, just slip it and slide.
Just sliding across the rocks. But yes, so then we've had some lovely food as well. And one main thing I think we picked up the most is actually stop when you get opportunity. When you get like a put like,
don't wait.
And we love drink anyway. But when we get a good opportunity, some food. Remind me, I'm just stepping through some boggy areas. Yeah, take advantage of the food when you get it. Stock up. Make sure you've got what you need. It's better to not have what you need than to don't have what you don't need. So remember that. Could have got that the wrong way around, but it was a tongue twister.
So where are we going, Marcus, again?
We were heading to Elgol, so we're going from Gatwick to Elgol, and then because we said yesterday we were gonna, if the weather was bad, we were gonna go across, basically cut out a bit of the route, because there's a place called the Bad Step, which sounds pretty bad.
It sounds bad.
So if it was bad, we thought we were gonna miss it, but because it's nice, it extends the walk a little bit. But since it's lovely weather, we're with my mate, we're just gonna have a lovely time. Helicopters heard, we're here.
Rescue.
Here for us.
Someone hasn't took enough water in the mountain.
no one's took enough water.
Yeah.
But
It's hot. I mean, what temperature must it be about?
I think it's like 12 now at the minute, but
Yeah,
when it gets up, it's about like 9.
It doesn't sound hot, but it's just direct sunlight. So.
Yeah, there's not as much breeze. And that was another thing. We've not been used to the heat. We usually
we didn't plan for it.
Not at all.
That's the one thing we didn't do. We didn't plan. I mean, we've all got shorts and t-shirts, but we brought one bit of sun cream between 4 of us.
No, it was only by chance as well. I was like, you know what, I'll just stick that in my bag just in case. And yes, the lesson was learned there. But I did forget sunglasses, so that's a bit of a bummer. But apart from that, we'll have a lovely day. We're heading to Elgol, which is the peninsula, which we'll show you. And you'll see what we're doing. And hopefully some more streams for some more dips. The rest for achy and sore feet and body, which is taking a battering. You'll see us in the next one. See you soon. It's a bit nasally. Think of a nasal.
So this here that we're in is a bothy that a few of our friends stayed in. Sleeps 15 people. Pretty cool, isn't it? There's the boys. It's pretty cool. Oh, crab. The size of that crab shell.
Crab shell up.
And we're going to see if there's any sun cream, which I don't think there is. Sleeping bags and everything, that's mint, that.
Breakfast there.
Anyway, actually is. There's porridge. We're battling tree.
Mikey fucking Lindsay. Waking up in the beautiful valley formed by the volcanic activity created the famous red and black coolants. Nothing quite beats the startling morning, waking up with your closest friends. The yomping continued through this picturesque valley and along the path of Slagacan. Finally we arrived at this pristine river by the Bothy. We headed on towards Algon Peninsula, across the high precipitous path which meandered through the sea cliffs. Quite parched, we arrived at the local shop of Elgol, relaxed in the sun, had a drink, and much needed Scotch egg. We pushed on to Torrin, about 6 kilometres away, to our final night's wild camp, protected by the mountains we just walked, and had a few tipples to celebrate the end of the trip.
The final day. From our camp spot, about 6 kilometres shy of Torrin, we started our last day of hiking down into the village, where we stopped for some breakfast at Amy's place, named after the owner's late daughter, and after some great conversation and food, we left there with a new sense of thankfulness as we tackled the end of our unforgettable trip.
Ready for some bait now.
Are you ready for Mikey some bait?
Bait, some pint.
Oh yes.
What was that pint that was in there again?
What
Skye IPA.
Skye IPA, and there was just a Guinness.
Guinness. There was others, but we didn't try them, did they?
Didn't try them at all. I gotta say, from thinking when we first got in that taxi all the way to Duntull at the top, and now we're approaching Broadford now, and we're gonna literally get back in the boozer. It's been an absolutely unbelievable walk for all of us.
Oh, spectacular.
What do you?
Spectacular.
good.
It was stupendous.
Stupendous!
I love it, Owen.
Have you got a big word for this, Mikey, to sign it off? A big
I
stupendous.
don't think I can beat it, Owen. Stupendous.
Magnificent? This is amazing.
Outrageous.
Outrageously good.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh yes, oh freaking hell. Mary Poppins over here. Hello. But no, it's been fantastic. I'll happily do it again. We've been blessed with the sun. I think it's a well-earned pint and lots of food now just to finish it off.
Been a good holiday as well. For any holiday doubters.
Yes.
People say that wasn't a
Can we
holiday,
say,
wasn't it?
just on that point, a lot of people in the UK, well, that's a generalisation, so I do apologise, but a lot of people
Shoot them down, Owen. Don't hold back.
A lot of people say, why would you go to the UK for a holiday? And this is why.
This is exactly
Exactly why. It is.
However, I mean, I'm sunburned.
Jesus. Look at that. Look at that redness on that there. Little lobster. He's red and Sean's shirt over there.
There's no messing about it there.
But no, we're approaching the pub now, so I'm afraid that we're going to have to cut this video short.
See you on the next one.
We end this trip with our feet, legs and backs sore from the physically demanding nature of these hikes. But more importantly, our bellies and jaws ache from the countless laughs with constant smiles on our faces. We started this journey 6 days before in Duntulm and finished in Broadford, 80 miles later. After being soaked, frozen and burnt all in the same trip, what we really weren't prepared for was the raw beauty of this stunning island. There really isn't anywhere like this on Earth, not that we've seen anyway. From the stunning coastlines, Jurassic mountains and fairy tale woodlands, this trip has changed how we look at the world. Honestly, I don't know how we could top this gorgeous place. But wherever we go, one thing's for sure, we'll tackle it together as the GGT. Thanks for watching.